What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber diatribe. You see the thumbnail. How recruiting in high schools works. So Valdosta, Georgia high school, right? Caught in a scandal where a guy on tape was basically saying how Alabama and Georgia was paying the recruits to go to their school, right? Now, this goes back to me making a video about Jackie Robinson All Stars West, right? And how they quote unquote got busted for cheating, which I was like, no, they wasn't cheating, you know. But I kept getting these comments and they popped up. One popped up maybe last week or 2 weeks ago about playing a race card. I was like, it's not about race, it's about recruiting. And non-black people like to play this game, but this is my petty story to say, once again. So basically, are we surprised? They had one young kid that winds up being a quarterback who moved. His family moved because he was a top recruit from California to Georgia to play football, high school football. And the family, and he got ruled ineligible because of, I guess, where they were moving. So the parents actually had to legally separate. So one parent moved here and another parent moved there, so so the guy could be actually eligible. You think they're doing that for free? You know, how did they just happen to just go almost all the way across the country? They bring up an NFL player who they were saying in college, the school had to pay, his family or people who represent his family over six figures for him to play at his senior season, which he said wasn't true. But that has nothing to do with the high school. That actually has to do with the college. So here's the thing. So this college won in the 80s, won some state titles. 90s won some state titles. And then went on a drought in the 2000s and won one, I think 2016. So it's supposed to be a prestigious school for sports. So what do you think they do? They recruit kids from here and there, small town, but the small town school gets some type of notoriety. But see, we don't call that cheating because, predominantly white coaches. And here was the interesting thing. So the coach got caught doing improprieties, right? Doing wrong things. I think one of the coaches got fired because he had a family across town. So he was with his wife, but he had a family across town, and they found out, I guess he was using some of the funds to support his family across town. But man, this article is pushed, on the backdrop of ESPN. But I'm going to bring it up. So the school board is predominantly black, I guess. Says 9 people, 5 of them black, 4 of them white. So they voted one of the guys out, the coach out on his improprieties, and he filed a race suit. He played the race card. Yes, he did. You only fired me because I'm white. And because all you people in this superintendent board, most of you are black. It's racial. It's racism. You know what I'm saying? The black man keeps holding me back. So, and a couple of people didn't want to take the job because of, even black people didn't want to take the job because of the murkiness of the situation. And why am I talking about this? Is because this is how high school recruiting works. And people are like, what? We don't know what you're talking about. What do you think, especially football, places like California, Texas, Louisiana, Florida, Ohio is a big spot for, Pennsylvania. You take all these black kids and all these, how can I say this? Star recruits, star high school talents just wind up at these schools because that's where they were zoned. That's their school district. No. Little League. He's good. We get you to come to my school. Come on, we can figure it out. Yeah. Pop Warner recruiting. So you can go to high school. And then, what if you have a situation, you go to your high school, it's not working out. You know what? That's all right. If we can come on out here, we can work this out. You can move from there to there. It's big money in high school sports. I remember recently how they tried to put shine a light on quote unquote Pop Warner gambling. You know, and they was looking at black coaches gambling, but they just skip over all these high schools. We got a fund to feed the boys, the kids. Really? You got a fund to feed the football team? That's been going on for decades. As if these kids don't have no homes to go to, like these kids are homeless or something. Oh, and one of the coaches like, look, I'm gonna need that fund money. You need to fund me with some of that fund money. And they're like, hey, we can't do that. I'm thinking to myself, that's what y'all do. I mean, you can't say publicly, all right, no problem. But that's just a slush fund. You know what I'm saying? A little kitty for the payoff game. One of the coaches got in a scandal for giving the kids like performance enhancing drugs, if I'm not mistaken. But see, we keep why I'm bringing this up again with Jackie Robinson, All Stars West, is because how you think all of these talented kids wind up at these schools? Huh? How you And I remember this as a kid, because you know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to do it like this. There are a lot of Catholic schools who've been doing this for years. A lot of private schools who've been doing this for years. A lot of big high schools in football and basketball and baseball who've been doing this for years. And as long as the student body, the school, the coaches, the superintendent board, the trustees, and everything, as long as they're predominantly white, it's all right. This is the normal thing. And here's one of the funny things of karma is, if you notice, a lot of times these kids don't necessarily go to the NFL because it seems like karma works against them. Because with these programs, they've recruited the best players possible to build their own high school super teams. So they're not like homegrown, homebred, coached up. It's not like that. But like I said, when predominantly white people are doing that, it's all good until a black team sticks together and say we gonna ride together. Then it's all kinds of problems. But they could just recruit over here. Hey, you in California? Let me get on the phone. Hey, I heard you're not gonna be able to play. If you fly your whole family into the United State of Georgia, we got something for you, player. Like, how you think that happens? And the family could just uproot themselves and just move just like that. It's like, really? In the middle of a pandemic? Really? Anyway, I told you so. Like, share, subscribe, or die trying peace.